today to demonstrate the Squirrel Cage Upright Swift. I was doing some history on this. There's not a lot available, but these were popular in the 18th and 19th century. I believe they probably went out of vogue when the Amish Swift and the Umbrella Swifts came into being. Obviously, they were much cheaper to make, much smaller, but the reason that I became so enamored of this device, this way of winding my skeins of yarn, is because I hated having to go and set up my Swift. I never had table space, so I wanted something that was going to be just ready to go whenever I needed to ball up a skein of yarn. My son Michael has created this gorgeous piece of really furniture. This particular Swift is completely made of wood. He used 3 different kinds: black walnut, cherry, and oak, and everything on this Swift is wooden, from the dowels to the nuts. Everything is wood. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece, and I do want to demonstrate it. Before I do that, I'm going to just bring you over. This was our prototype, and we made some changes. The initial Swift that Mike made, he used metal in the dowels. There's nothing wrong with that. It's still beautiful, but it's a little noisier. We found that with the wood, it's quieter. The metal, for some reason, when you get spinning and really get this skein going, it has a tendency to hum. So we decided let's do this whole thing in wood. Now I'd like to demonstrate how to use this. So basically, we have our skein of yarn. Obviously, we need to do a little bit of adjustment here, and so I'm just loosening this nut up a little bit. I'm bringing this up. Again, you have that infinite, and the one thing you want to be careful of is when you're tightening, that you make sure that this is going around smoothly. So sometimes what I have to do is just loosen this nut a little bit. I want this nut tight so it's holding this. And then again, down below, I think I want it just a touch tighter, and I'm just going to bring that down and tighten it. Make sure my squirrel cages are nice and flowy. I have scissors here. I'm going to just cut all of our ties. So you want to make sure you've got, everything coming off smoothly. And then it's just basically, I often will put my foot on the bottom. You don't have to, but I've got kind of an uneven deck here, and so my Swift is tending to want to walk a little bit. So I just put a foot on here. I have done this sitting down, so if you find standing is hard, just a normal chair, you can sit on it and you can actually wind it sitting down. So I'm just winding away here. Now we're almost at the end here. So we're just going to finish this up, and there we are. And here's our beautiful little cupcake, all done. Now there is one other application that we can use this squirrel cage for if you're a spinner. I'm just going to take my ball winder off. I have here my Lazy Kate from my Ashford spinning wheel, and I did not spin this yarn. I just put some yarn on just because I didn't have time. But I have my yarn here now on my bobbin, and I want to get it into a skein so I can dye it, or I want to store it as a hank as opposed to leaving it on my bobbin here. So basically what we're going to do now is we're going to do exactly the opposite, where we're going to take the yarn off of this bobbin and we're going to make a skein out of it. So basically what I do is I just bring this down around, And I'm just going to do kind of a, just a little knot here, which can be, clipped later. So we have this tied on. I'm going to use my finger as a little bit of a tensioning here. And all I'm going to do is move my little handle around, and you can see where my yarn is coming off the bobbin. And the Lazy Kate, is a wonderful way of just holding that bobbin there. So I'm just going to keep rolling this, and basically I'm going to make, I'm going to make a skein out of this. So here we are now. We've taken all of that yarn off the bobbin, and we now have a beautiful little skein. And remember, I can make this skein as long or as short by simply adjusting my squirrel cages. So I could have made this a much smaller, especially since there's not a lot of yarn. I could have just adjusted this and made a smaller skein. So these are two of the applications you can use with this. And again, I love the fact that this just can be set up in your craft room, in your living room, wherever you want it, and it's just ready to use. All you have to do is slip your yarn on, have your ball winder right on top, ready to go, and very easy. If anyone has any interest in or questions about this device, please feel free to email. We're going to be selling these through Rustic Charm. It's an artist colony, an artist co-op that we have up in upstate New York. Our email address is Rustic Charm, so that's RUSTIC CHARM, all one word, at mail.com. Or if you would like to call, our phone number there is area code 518-494-7700, and we'd be more than happy to talk with you about this. So please feel free to comment. Let me know what you think of this. I think it's a cool device. Thank you so much for your time.